Was Gucci Ma Nuggets? And welcome to the Homie Humpday Show of the Raucous Modern Life podcast, where the episodes are fun, light, and filled with shits and giggles. These sods will be ad-free with less editing to highlight the kagaguan of my friends and I. So if you got time to spare, let's get retarded in here. Homie Humpday. Homie Humpday. Homie Humpday. Homie Humpday. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Raucous Modern Life podcast. Why don't you introduce yourself, your profession, and 3 celebrities that you'd like to invite over dinner?
All right. I'll go
She
first.
called
I'll
dibs.
go
Yeah,
first.
she called dibs.
Okay, so I am Alexi Wassmer. I guess I would say that I'm a digital illustrator and an art teacher. So those are my 2 professions. And I guess, okay, 3 celebrities that I would invite to a dinner party. I thought about this when you first
Nice.
asked this question. I was just like, okay, I got to think about this really quickly because like not all celebrities, just because I like them doesn't mean they're going to be fun at a dinner
Right.
party.
Yeah.
So I think I've gotten it down to 3 and I've thought about this extensively. The first one would be Sir Elton John. I love him. And who better to pair with Elton John? Who better to pair with Elton John than Dua Lipa?
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
wouldn't
Yeah,
that
that's a
be
start.
that's a
That's a start
duo?
combo. Yeah.
That's
They
a
can just
duo.
redo their performance,
Yeah, and another person who I feel like would be really fun in that scenario is Florence Pugh. I love her.
Who's that?
I
actually
love
don't
Florence
know who
Pugh.
that is.
Okay, Little Women and Midsommar.
I haven't watched that movie.
Oh,
Little
Midsommar.
Women.
Midsummer.
Midsummer.
Like the main
main
girl.
character.
Yeah, the main
Yes, the one
character.
with like the really ugly, scary cry face.
Yes.
I love her. I love her.
Why? What
And
about her? Like,
She
do you
can do
love?
no wrong. She's so okay. First of all, she's an amazing actress, and I
Yeah.
love all of her movies. She's really great. Second of all, she is hilarious. I follow her on Instagram, and she's really funny. She's hilarious. Like she's just super fun to be with. Like I would imagine. I mean, I've never been with her in a room. I wish.
Yeah.
But and third of all, she posts like so she like is an amateur chef. So she like cooks stuff and she just seems like she'd be really fun to cook with. And that's why I would invite her to a dinner party.
Oh,
Because
so
like
you guys
I
will
won't be
handle the
cooking,
food.
So like I need somebody else to be there. Yeah,
Right,
and also if
right.
I invite like another A-list, like super A-list celebrity, like I might feel left out.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
like
fair.
Elton
Definitely
John
fair.
and Dua Lipa, they're the divas. I
Yeah.
need to have someone to cook with me. They're not
Your
gonna want to cook with
person.
me.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Well, those are great choices. I think that would be a one hell of a dinner party. But why don't we let Christina introduce herself and give her 3 celebs that she would, slide into their DMs
Slide into their DMs.
for the dinner party.
Oh,
You didn't let
I
me
have read
finish.
slid into their DMs.
All right,
Hello.
take the wheel.
I'm Christina Montelibano, or Tinay from Tinay Tings. My profession, I'm still in school, so I'm a student, but I also have small business, Tinay Tings. So I would also say I'm an artist. Like I like to build, create things, like
Yeah.
little objects.
Very useful objects too.
Yes, and I try to be as sustainable as possible. That's the goal,
That's wonderful.
Okay, 3 celebrities. Well, I didn't think about it. I didn't think,
It's fine.
that much about it.
Yeah, just off the top of your head, like, who do you think would be fun to,
Harry
grab some
Styles.
burgers? Ooh, right. Good choice. Good choice. That guy's cool. That's a cool dude.
I
Like,
love
Cool.
whether you're a boy or a dude,
rip my heart
that
out.
is what cool is. Like,
I
the
just
wanna
old
be
school.
him.
Yeah, right.
so beautiful.
The
He's
only
such a
guy
beautiful
that can like pull off a skirt,
person.
dude.
Dude,
Right.
I think a lot more guys can pull off a skirt though. Like he's one of them.
He was
Yeah,
just
pioneer,
one of the first to do
pioneer.
it,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, actually,
you just gotta
that's some
follow in his
insult to the
footsteps.
Scots. You know, they've been wearing skirts for a while. I mean, it's not
Jaden
called a
Smith
skirt.
made it work.
Oh,
Jaden
that's
Smith made
true.
it work as well.
That's true. Jaden Smith did make it work. All right. So Harry
Harry
Styles, number one.
Styles. Well, I'm really like obsessed with this guy named Daniel Mitchell.
What
He's
does he
like
do?
a creative director and a designer. Like he also makes sustainable furniture, sustainable things. You know, he just
Things.
collaborated with
Nice.
Peggy.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Peggy
the
Goo.
DJ.
Peggy
Yeah,
Goo.
he made like he his whole thing, like his brand is called Space Available, and they get plastics and they melt them and they form them into furniture like chairs, coffee tables. He even makes what do you call those the record players,
Vinyls.
vinyl, yeah.
Yeah.
Vinyls.
I don't know.
He makes those, you know,
He
and
does,
then
he makes those.
collaborates.
That's cool.
Out of like recycled plastic. That's pretty
Yeah,
sick.
like he
That's
melts like
awesome. I love that.
the caps of plastic bottles and all that together.
The tan sans. But dude, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. What would be like your question to ask him? Because obviously you're inviting him to like, you know, kind of pick his brain too, right? Like, with the
Yeah,
things
I
that-
want to know his like creative process. And
Mhm.
like fun fact, like I shot my shot. Like like right now for Tinay Tings, I collaborated with this brand called Pollock Planters,
Mhm.
and we use shredded recycled plastics and like cut up hard plastics, and we immerse them in resin to make pots for your plants. So you know it's better being used than out on the streets or in the sea or something. So I tagged him in my photo. Like I commented and I tagged him. I was like, "You inspired me. Just shoot him a shot."
Yeah. You
And
never
then he
know.
replied.
Oh my God, what did he
And
say?
then he was like, "Wow, amazing!" And then I
Oh
was like,
wow.
"You're amazing."
I'm pretty
And
sure
then
you were like
I, like-
hyperventilating.
Yeah. I was like freaking out. I was like, but I had no one like to share it with at that moment because everyone was out. So it's just like internal
Internal panicking. Yeah,
That's
definitely.
so cool.
Yeah, and it always like I always think about this actually, probably way too much than I normally should. But like if ever like one of my like idols reply to me and they reply, what am I gonna say back? Like because they're probably not gonna reply to that. But then like
Oh my god.
what do you
They-
say back, right? Like thank
Yeah.
you. Like that's so generic naman, diba? It's like nobody ever thinks of that. But then
Oh, I tried. That happened. Something similar happened to me. Like an artist that I really
Really?
admire. Like
Yeah.
I storied her. Her name's Yuko Shimizu, and I freaking love her. She is like Christina knows my love for Yuko Shimizu. Anyway, she illustrates like comic book covers and like book covers and stuff. And like
Cool.
she's really cool. And so she posted something and I like reposted it and I was like, oh my god, I love this, like you inspire me. And then she replied like on like not like what do you call this, DMs. She
Oh,
replied
wow.
on DMs with like a heart
Oh
with
my
like
God.
a heart emoji, and I was just like, heart emoji. So I like
made
I
it.
shot my shot. I like wrote this like long sentence like, you inspire me, I love you so much. And then
Did she reply?
She just liked the message. She didn't reply. She
But-
liked the message, and
That's
that was
good
enough for
She
me.
acknowledged
Yeah,
it.
she
you know?
acknowledged
She
you.
acknowledged it.
She's like, I see you and I appreciate you.
Yeah. But I just won't type it out, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
was
so-
so surprised that I storied it. Like I took
Yeah.
a screenshot and I storied it, and then he replied saying thank you very much. And I was like, I love your work. You really do inspire me. And then he just sent a
Oh my
emoji,
God.
you know?
That's awesome though. That's awesome.
And then I liked his message. So
Oh,
I
you got
ended the convo.
you're the real star here actually. He'd be wanting to invite you to his dinner
Like,
party.
thank you, Dan Mitchell.
That's really dope though. Like what an experience. But who's your number 3 though?
Who's my number 3? Okay. I can't choose. Like right now, the 2 people in my head are Seth Rogen,
Mm.
because he's always a fun time, and he's getting creative now. Do you see like his ceramics, like his vases?
Oh
that
yeah,
he makes?
really good.
Oh, I
I think it's
actually
like
haven't
called
seen that yet.
pots and plants or something like
Lexi.
that. Like something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
I
He
should check
makes
that out.
cool ass ashtrays, and he does it like all himself.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
I need like a creative person so I can make convo, or Kourtney Kardashian, because she's always a fun time too.
Yeah, you gotta need that one person that's just like
It's
a good
just
time.
so fascinating. Like if she would be talking in front of me, I would just be so fascinated by the way that she talks. That's all I need.
I'd be like, say it again.
One more
this is
time.
how you really
Do
talk.
it.
Where's the rewind button?
Or no, I'll go for Kourtney Kardashian.
Kourtney
because
Kardashian.
She seems like the type of person that, she'll continue the relationship, the friendship. After that one dinner party, I'm sure she'll want me over again.
Yeah.
And then we can just make friends with all the other famous people later.
Yeah. That's a good tactic. That's a marketing plan.
It is. It does sound like it.
Those are dope picks though, like for real. Like I mean, they're a lot better than mine for sure. Because like I thought of some baseline ones too.
Okay, your turn.
Him.
Rock it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not gonna introduce myself. Y'all know who I am. But my picks for the dinner party would probably be Anderson .Paak, because that guy is a fun time. That guy's like he's like my Kourtney Kardashian. Like in the dinner party, he's gonna be making gulo, just like doing all these random stuff. And then my second dude would probably be the real Tarzan. That guy's a fun time too, and he loves animals too. Do you know him? The real Tarzan.
The real Tarzan. I think I saw.
Wait, is he
He's
a bodybuilder? Is he a bodybuilder?
Well, he's not a bodybuilder, but he's just really buff. But he has a lot of animals.
Is he the one with the really long hair? No.
No. Different.
No,
different
okay.
guy.
I'm thinking
I'm
of
gonna
somebody
Google
else.
him real
Yeah,
quick.
I'll screen
because I'm not-
share
I-
y'all.
Now I realize I'm not sure
Let's
what you're
do it.
talking about.
Here.
The real Tarzan. Oh, I'd
Oh,
love
here we
that.
go. Share screen. Good
We
evening,
advance
Rocket.
dito. Mike Holson. Okay, those are some mugshots, but basically.
Oh, all right.
Oh, cool.
Well,
He's got some animals.
dude, yeah, he's
Nice.
like he's kind of like a Black
gosh.
Steve Irwin.
What's
no
that
cap.
on his head?
Oh, I don't know.
What's
I don't know
this
what
animal?
that is. That was like I think this is just some random guy from the Amazon, and then like they're putting it's just
Oh,
like the real Tarzan.
That's not him.
Yeah, no, this is the real Tarzan, Mike Holson. So he's kind of like Steve Irwin, but he's black, and like
That's-
he's
Oh my
So
god.
he's like our age, and he advocates for animals, and like just everything about his feed and what he does is about animals, which I
Yo,
find
Rocket,
awesome.
I think he's the perfect guest for your dinner party.
Most
Right?
definitely.
Right? Him and
Yeah,
Anderson
yeah.
.Paak, I feel like they'd vibe. And then my last guest would be Joe Rogan, so that I can just sit down and like let them talk. Let them talk. I'm just gonna be there. Like it's like I'm watching a podcast now. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
you're just gonna record them and then post them
That's a
on
good idea.
your podcast.
Nice.
It's also a marketing tool.
Yeah, and he's very inclusive too. Like Joe Rogan, he'll make sure that nobody's like not just like sitting there too on the side. Like he'll be asking some questions.
Yes.
Because obviously with like these names, it's like I'm gonna be super cabado. Like these guys are like celebrities, bro.
Yeah.
Like will I even be able to open my mouth? Probably not. But with Joe there, he'll take care of the ship.
Like, you guys want to be on my podcast?
He's just there holding a mic to everybody, just like
Can you say that
Like,
again?
Rocket's just
Can you say that again?
inserting the mic there while they're talking. You say, don't mind me.
and then just like, that's really awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, just like, oh wow, that's dope, dude. And then like but yeah, those are my picks, and you guys heard theirs. Let us know in the comments down below, like whose dinner party you'd like to be invited to, because I want to know. I want to know, what table y'all sitting at. But yeah, why don't we start with the regular programming, and so I just want to say thank you guys so much for joining me on the show. For those of you who don't know, the art that you're seeing right now on my Rocket's Modern Life, like whether it's YouTube or Spotify, was designed by these two lovely ladies. So Christina made the logo and Lexi made the pod art. So I just this podcast was just way overdue, and I'm just really grateful that you guys joined me today, because we've been friends for like quite some time now. So it's been like at least like 10, 11 years.
Yeah,
We met at a church group.
we did. We did.
We
Holy, holy,
Jesus
holy,
brought us
holy,
together.
Join
holy.
us. Join us.
Jesus brought us together, guys.
Dude, that's when you know the relationship's real, though. Like, no cap. When there's no alcohol involved, just pure good energy. That's what I'm talking about.
Singing.
Singing, hugs, holding hands, platonically, just like
Platonically.
yeah.
Oh, man. Those are some good times. Like, super Totoy days, 12, 13 years old. First time really interacting with, like, the opposite gender. It's great. It's great.
I have friends and
Yeah.
they're boys.
Yeah.
So.
Oh boy, but yeah, it's been a
So-
long time, and these guys are real ones. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode today. So, do you guys want to play a game? Let's play a game.
Play a game.
Yeah.
You guys down? All right.
Yeah.
No, Jack and Boy. That's gonna be so hard. Three-way Jack and Boy. Oh, don't. I tried that too many times. Did not work out well, guys. Like, do not recommend three-way Jack and Boy.
Just gotta add your own weapon.
Dude, truth. All right, so the game we'll be playing is called Who's Most Likely To. So I'm pretty sure you've seen these on TikToks, like yung mga countdowns, and then like with the whole head filter thing, diba? Yung the it's hard to explain. It's like there's a filter over the head and it's like a question. Basically, it's like that, but we're gonna be doing it in the podcast. So rules are very simple. I'm gonna count down to 3, then you either say your name or Lexi's name or Christina's name. So if Christina, you're gonna pick yourself, you have to like speak in third person, Christina or Tinay, whatever you want to use. But yeah, that's how it's gonna go. And you can debate your answer though. So some of these will be like slightly debatable. So feel free to express
Only
discontent. just a little bit. Just
a little bit.
All right, are you guys ready to do this?
Yeah.
Let's go.
hell yeah.
All right, so question number 1. Who is more likely to be caught eating in the kitchen at 3 a.m.? So we'll count down from 3, 2, 1.
Christina.
Really? You're the midnight snacker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
sometimes you just can't fight it. You gotta go down.
You gotta go and you gotta go. So, Lexi, would you say that Christina is that monster that you illustrated in your page with a bag of Cheetos?
Oh yes, that's Christina. She is the
Jalapeno
Cheetos queen. She is the jalapeno Cheetos queen, and I know this because, well, I mean, I don't know if your listeners know this because we haven't mentioned it yet. Christina and I are cousins.
Oh right, yeah,
So
my bad.
yeah, we're first cousins.
That's blood.
Yeah, so Christina and I are first cousins, and like through the years and years of sleepovers, Christina is always the one initiating the midnight snack. She's just like, hey, what chips do you guys want?
She's
And
the
I think,
BI.
Gotta spice this up,
Here, let me show the viewers, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're not, like, come on, head on over to that. I put some work into that. But anyway, so this is the nocturnal post, and it's like kind of like horror vibes, and then you put reaching for that jalapeno Cheetos, that good. All right, so
captured my features there.
the features.
I really did.
Pakita nga ng nails, is it the same ba?
I cut it down last night.
Last night lang, sayang
Last
naman.
night. Getting in the way of my munchies.
That would be a hygienic mess, honestly.
Oh my god, the Cheetos, definitely.
But though, like, also more surface area for you to lick around, like when you're done, because that's like kind of the best part about eating
Just like
Cheetos
save
and
it
chips.
for later.
Just like
Yeah.
the,
Always
Popping it
save
off.
it.
Save it for later.
yeah, so you can actually like lick around like the thumb area and then just leave it like the cheese there a little bit.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
get kind of hungry again. Like you stick it in there a little bit. What a great plan! Guys. All right, so why don't we head on over to question number 2, since that was pretty unanimous. All right, so question number 2 is, who is most likely to die first in a zombie apocalypse? So 3, 2, 1, go.
Alexi.
Why?
Oh my god.
Not a unanimous
Okay.
answer.
One of my most endearing traits is that I am absolutely clueless. So
Define clueless.
I I never really know what's happening ever.
What's happening?
Most of my childhood was just like blank stares. Always. I never knew it was happening, and I still carry that with me now. Like it takes a while for things to register when it comes to me. So
like if there's tension in the room, like you won't like be able to pick it up like right away.
No,
or at all.
No, and most of the time, like, and I'm thinking about it in the sense of like a zombie apocalypse. I guess I wouldn't even be able to tell if it was a zombie in front of me. Like I just be like, hey. Do you need some help?
You look kind of sick, like, you know, you want me to call
Come in?
Oh my god, you bit me. Why?
Bummer, dude. And then like post on your IG. Oh, so baby, just got bit by this dude.
By student. No, don't do that.
That's rude, you know.
Next time, you're like wiping it off. Like next time, when you meet someone, don't do that.
What made Christina? What made you say me right away?
Yeah, with no cap. Was it because of the same reason?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So we had two unanimous choices like at the start. We'll see if this trend continues. So let's go for question number 3. Who is more likely to be late to her own wedding? So 3, 2, 1, go.
Christina.
Well, Alexi's always late for school, you know.
Oh, okay. Here's the conflict. Let's hear it. Let's hear the cases.
Most definitely
School,
Christina.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Let's hear it, Lex. Why? Why do you think it's Christina?
First of all, I'd be doing Christina's makeup. She'd most.
And that's why we'd be late, you know.
Well, no. Christina has this habit of saying, "I'll be there in like 5 minutes," and then you know an hour passes, and like where was the 5 minutes?
Traffic
In Merville, no?
Yeah, we live in this. We live like 2 minutes away from each other.
Oh my god. Oh, Christina, what do you have to say? Like, do you surrender or do you want to retaliate and prove why Alexi it would be the late one?
Nah, yeah, that's probably true.
That's
But
right.
she was a good, like, top makeup artist. She'd get the job done on time and make sure I
Ooh.
wasn't late for my wedding.
Ooh.
Actually, you know what? For my wedding, I don't think I'd be late. Because you're gonna be doing it for me. Lex, you're gonna be finding out where the car is.
That's not
You're
your
gonna be
responsibility.
doing my makeup, like you and Sophia. You're playing a big role.
You gotta step up. You can't be late. But unfortunately,
So,
Christina,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to.
come me next time.
I'm gonna have to agree with Lexi here, though. You showed up late to our call time, so.
Oh yes.
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Well, if you must know,
Mm.
my aircon broke. So it's kind of like just a big fan.
So you're searching for
Talking
pity
to
now.
you.
Just kidding.
You're still late.
All right, no, but that's what we wanted out of this game. We wanted these debates. All right, so let's move on to the next question, and this one will be like,
Let's-
a little bit more controversial as well. Question number 4: Who is more likely to win in a fist fight?
Are we counting
3.
down for this?
Yeah. I let you guys think real quick. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Christina.
Winner!
Christina.
Why? Aren't you taller than her though?
Have you seen these noodle arms, man? Have you seen
She's
these?
got the reach, but the power is just not there, you
It
know.
is not. I'm.
It's like, what's the name of that
I
artist that like makes for Uniqlo when like all of their arms are like so squiggly?
Just like, I forget. Oh my god. Yeah. Christina would definitely win. Basically, she's already won countless times.
So she's a reigning
That's
champion.
not true. We don't hit each other. Hit each other.
But like,
Mom's gonna
as
get
kids,
mad.
as kids, definitely, like,
Oh
you
my
would
God,
tussle like
Christina-
every once in a while.
Christina was my bully. She was
Oh,
my
really?
bully, but it was very constructive because Christina would bully me so that other bullies could not bully me.
It's
Like,
like, that's my bitch. All right.
Yeah,
So
you
none of
like-
y'all can bully that bitch.
No.
you guys
That's
can't bully
mine.
her because I'm the only one who can bully her. I do that.
That's great. So it's private property of Christina
Yeah.
Montelibano.
That's how it usually went when we were kids.
Yeah, and I guess Christina. I love football. She like for those of you guys who don't know, she played football for like how many years? What? That's like at least 16, right?
Probably.
Probably, right? Like at least. And like she played you up
At
for like
least.
what 8 years. So you got that athlete, power, muscle power.
I miss that power.
Yeah, now we're all just couch potatoes to be completely honest. Not even couch potatoes, because potatoes have like some integrity. We're like mashed potatoes, and then you like put mashed potatoes on a plate, and it kind of just goes like. That's what I am right
I
now.
put like a little salt on mine,
Ooh.
Can be tasty.
Some truffle oil,
Oh,
spice it
Ooh.
up.
yes.
Saucy,
Nice.
we saucy out
Alright.
here.
Party. Is that what you're serving?
Dude.
me?
So I may be
Definitely.
a mashed potato, but I'm a truffle mashed
Ooh,
potato.
truffle man.
Alright.
Hashtag self-love, guys. Treat yourself. All right, so why don't we move on to the last question of this game, which is who is more likely to cry while creating an art piece? As in, like, be crying while you're creating the art piece. Like, you're still, like, there are tears from your face, but then you're still, like, moving on. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Both of us.
Yeah, I was about to
Absolutely.
say. I think that's the both of us.
Has it
Like,
happened before?
Different is
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think
Christina
I
calls me
cried
constantly when yeah. We're both stress criers.
Mm.
So you'd imagine that making a career out of this art gig has created a lot of tears.
But do you feel like, some of your best work was created also with those tears?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
For sure. Yeah, like, just feeling all the emotions and like being able to, express it somewhere else for sure. I want to know.
Mostly
But
anger and stress.
anger and stress. Oh, those are the emotions that predominate those tears. All right, but that's great. Pretty unanimous actually. This I think the only one there was some slight disagreement with was the be late to their own wedding, but other than that, it was pretty unanimous. So good job on you guys. But yeah, like as I mentioned, as we talked about it, they're artists. They create art. Christina has her Tinay Tings, and Lexi has the AW Designs, and what's the name of that other school that you were?
Art buds.
Art buds. Right. Sorry, I'm super bad with names in general.
Don't worry about it.
But yeah, like I guess like before we head on to like the more art related topics of this podcast, I think I should give you guys some context on who they are. So I got my notes here. I'm ready to
Who
roll.
are we?
All right, so let's start with Christina. So as we mentioned earlier, we met in Luke. So represent Totoy Nana Kids. She played football for 8 to 9 years, and she's the owner of Tinay Tings, which, correct me if I'm wrong, is like a parang functional art thing, handmade with like some of that good juju, some like good energy, all that love. And Lexi, on the other hand, was a friend of mine for a very long time as well. And fun fact for those of you guys who don't know, she actually took me to prom. So, we go way back, high school, baby. We were late to that prom, and that's my bad because
Yeah,
I had a baseball game and
The last one
yeah.
to get to prom.
I'm that douche that that shows up late, and then like, dude, I was so scared when I was like entering your house. I don't know your dad, I don't know your parents. I'm just like, oh man, I fucked up big time. But they were
Oh
super
my
chill about
God.
it. Thank God,
Yeah.
thank God. I was like, konti na lang. My poop was already going like, so scared.
Thank you. That was a very graphic image.
for the ones that are listening to it, I just like stuck my tongue out. But yeah, like we went to prom, and we've both been friends for quite some time now. And can I just say before, like like I talk about your art pieces and your brands, that it's just so nice to see your careers take off like this, because I remember seeing like some of your stories lang, a couple of posts here and there for the both of you. like Christina would be drawing in the wall for Luke 18. Like I forgot what it's called, but like yeah, she would design some of that. I'm like, oh, she can draw pala. And then Lex would like post on like every once in a while, and I was doing a deep dive on your Instagram a couple of days ago, and then I saw some of your like earlier posts, and I'm just like, wow, you guys like have stepped it up to like a whole new level. So super proud of you guys. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you. Proud
Yeah.
of you too. This
Yes,
whole
I'm proud
podcast.
of you.
This is awesome.
Thanks, fam. Thanks,
Thank
fam.
you for having us.
It's only good energy around here. But yeah, let me finish up with Lex. So she's the artist behind AW Dsgn Instagram page with comic art style, and you do personal and commission based entries, right? Like you do some like for yourself and some for other people. And you partnered up with like my other side thing going on, which is for the future that I'm a part of, and those were some great designs too. And
I had so much fun with those.
Many other brands. And last but not least, I gotta flex my friends. Recently featured on Mega Style's 7 females with the amazing sense of style. God damn, you made it. You made it, girl. It's like glow up is real.
The writer of the article is a very good friend of mine, so please take that into consideration.
Nonetheless.
She chose you.
She chose you. You were on an article. I actually have the write up here. If you want me to read it, like if you let me. What'd you say, Christina? Should I read it?
Read it.
All right. For the people that don't know you, man, you gotta flex.
Okay.
All right,
You gotta know this girl.
so there's this very short write up. So I'm just read through it. If you're looking for a bit of rock and roll, then look no further. Alexi Wassmer got the style of all your favorite musical legends, and it clearly shows in her work. The graphic artist and the art teacher has made everything from menus to comic strips. She also has commissioned art from clients of all over the world. God damn.
All over the world.
All over the mundo,
Oh my
baby.
God.
We big time out here. From where?
International.
I'm actually wondering, like, where was it, like, commissioned from?
I had a personal commission from somebody in Switzerland, actually, that I didn't know. So that was really fun. Basically, my cousin lives in Switzerland because I'm part Swiss, which is where Wassmer comes from. So my cousin lives there, and she asked me to do a commission for a friend of hers who was getting married, her boss actually. And so I drew an artwork for him, and he loved it so much that he commissioned a few more artworks from me as well.
Damn.
And so he became like a loyal client. So that's
awesome.
why I told you that the writer Mika Reyes is a good friend of mine, and so she knew all about that. So she was like, "Oh, she's all over the world." I mean, like, hopefully it becomes more.
She's all over the place.
She's just like me,
get more places.
flexing your friends. Like for all of the international listeners that are tuning in today, I know I get some random listeners from Idaho for some reason. Shout out to the people in Idaho that listen to the Rockets Modern Life podcast. If you want some dope art, hit her up. International though. But yeah, like, dude, just the mere fact that you branched all over like the globe, and Tinay Tings was also just made last year out of we were talking about this earlier, like we attended a workshop, and then like who knew that one workshop that we went to, which was like for fun lang, sparked the flame inside your soul. And now you have like over 1,000 followers, which is a big deal, dude.
I know.
That's
super big
awesome.
deal. Super proud of you.
Like overwhelmed with that.
Well deserved.
Yeah, so you guys are like big time now. Like, I'm honored to have you on my show because, like, y'all are. Maybe you guys should be invited to my dinner party because y'all are like basically celebrities now.
Make sure to include Harry Styles there.
Yeah, no. I have
Make
three.
sure
I have
you're
3 seats
serving
naman.
that
Yeah,
truffle
mash.
potato.
Dude.
Oh yes.
Don't
Serving
count
that
out of
truffle
it.
mash.
You better expect it. But yeah, like you guys, have come a long way, and I was just wondering, like, for my first question, how did like this really begin, like, internally? Because I've observed it from as an outsider, but like, for you, how did this brand kind of come to be?
So first,
Okay.
Come on, Lex, you gotta start dibsing a little bit faster.
Sure. Okay. So I was telling Rocker a little bit about this a while ago. So in 2019 I halved with my dad because I don't have any money. So I bought an iPad and I was really excited about it. I was drawing for a long time, but I was never really confident about my work because I never really had any validation from anybody outside of my family, because like my work wasn't really going anywhere. So I just really had that goal of like, I just want my works to be somewhere, whether it be on social media or, I wasn't going to get any commissions not doing anything. So I was like, okay, let me make an art page. And so when I started making an art page, I had like this small art page. I don't know if it's still there. It's called Bad Art.
Bad art.
So basically all I did was create art that was like very bad. And I knew it was. And I remember my bio was like, everything I make sucks. Let's celebrate that. So I really chose to like make it a thing. I just kept on drawing as much as I could, learning digital art as quickly as I could, because like I didn't really know anything about it. And when I started my internship at Restaurant Concepts Group Inc., so they're the ones who own Single Origin. So they asked me on my first day. I was a marketing intern, so I really didn't know anything. They asked me like, oh, what are your strengths? What are your talents? So I was just like, okay, let me just like flex a little bit. Like I was not good at anything, but then I was just like, I draw here and there. I didn't really have like a talent to share. So I was just like, oh, I can do digital art. And they were just like, okay, great. On that first day, that same day, they were just like, hey, somebody made us a menu for Single Origin for our cocktails, but then like we didn't really like it. So can you try and draw it? So I was just like, oh my God, this is like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I had to like compose myself in the bathroom, just like, oh my God, what's happening?
It's like trial by fire.
I know, but then like, so I decided, okay, I drew like one drink first. And then they're like, hey, that's really good. Can you draw like everything? And I was just like, oh my God. So I was so excited. The next day at work, I did not leave my chair. Like I did not even go to lunch. I was just like drawing like as much as I could. And then I finished all of that in essentially a day and a half.
Wow.
So I finished all of those drinks and I was really happy about it, because I was like, oh my God, somebody actually wants my work. Like, oh shit. And
a day and a half.
Yeah. So that's basically I was paid as an intern for a day. So that menu was 100 pesos. Fun fact.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
100 pesos.
Bless up.
They got way more than the money's worth.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, and
but in fairness, they gave you like, the spark, I guess. Like, as we were talking with like
they really did.
Yeah.
They really did give me a spark, and I decided to do it more often, and I started AW Dsgn last year in, I think, the start of 2020. I was just like, okay, 2020 is gonna be a great year, everybody thought that. Right. And so I started posting more works and personal works, and it started taking off. And I mean, not like it didn't take off right away. I was out here with like 25 followers and like feeling like I was on top of the world. Yeah. And then after a while I started teaching kids on Zoom, started teaching art, and it became a business. I decided to make it a business, and now like full-time teacher, full-time graphic artist, and I've been doing a lot of commissions. I'm so happy with all the stuff that I'm able to do. Everything's a blessing, really, everything is. And it's hard, like I'm sure like everybody understands that it's hard, but then like the fact that I was able to make a career and a small living out of my artistic talent, that's amazing.
Yeah,
like I can't
and from
believe
a passion that's like something that you enjoy doing and that you get to make a little living out of. That's like a match made in heaven. And I was just wondering, like, how did you decide that you wanted to start teaching kids? Like, were you always a fan of kids, and like, did you enjoy? No. Sorry to all the titas that listen to this. Like, she does not like your kid. She's not. Your kid is not that cute.
Oh my God!
I'm just kidding.
To all the students that I have right now, to all the moms of the students that I have right now, your kids are awesome. I love them. But but it definitely did not start that way. I was asked by Cuento, that's the brand of Monix, Concepcion, and Audrey Halbuena. They started a clothing brand, Yeah. So yeah, shout out. They
Yeah,
started a clothing
shout out to
brand.
Cuento, friends
And
of the pod.
Monix asked me, she was like, hey, can you teach tie-dye for like, can you make an IG video teaching tie-dye? And I was just like, I don't have any tie-dye materials. I don't know how to do that. And I was like, I can teach a doodle class because like, that's all I knew how to do, like doodle. So she was like, yeah, sure. Just like teach a doodle class on IGTV. And so I did that, and they posted it, and it was actually my second cousin who had two daughters who was just like, hey, can you teach my kids? Like, I'll pay you. And I was just like, oh, I've never taught anybody before. Then she's like, no, like, they love you anyway. So like, why don't you teach them? And I was like, sure. And so I started teaching them. It became more regular. And that's when like they started inviting their friends. And that's when I decided, like about a year later, that's when I decided like I started Art Buds in March this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I was like, okay, let's make this a thing. I actually, before that, fun fact, I got a job at Uniqlo, and I worked at Uniqlo for 2 weeks.
Wow,
until
all of
I
2
was
weeks.
like, yeah, all of 2 weeks until I was just like, okay, I need to start like doing what I actually love doing. So I decided to start Art Buds, and I'm happy I did.
Damn. That's so nice, and how you took that leap, and like it resulted in something beautiful, and it's something you enjoy doing. And despite not being a kids person, like I'm pretty sure
I was not.
Has it changed your opinion on kids?
Okay. Well, I think maybe I liked kids more before this. Just kidding.
Before it.
No, not at all. I would say it is the most hilarious job ever. It is so funny. Kids are so funny.
Yeah, they're like drunk people. Honestly.
They really are.
They're just like
they're
I want
hilarious.
food. I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh my god, yeah, I get like they are like the stories that and like the way that they talk, they say words without knowing what they mean, and it's hilarious. Like I have so much fun like with them. It's just so kids are a lot more fun than I used to think that they were okay, but now that they're a lot more fun, although like I do notice how hard it is.
What's nice also is that it's like online, so it's like if they start like bitching out, like no offense to like anybody's kid, but if they start bitching out, like you don't have to deal with them really. It's like it's getting a little
mute your ass.
Oh my god, some kids can be fun.
They can be kids. They can be kids.
And I respect that. I think what really helped me with this one is that I'm kind of a kid myself a little bit, so a lot of the stuff that they like I love also. So they're like they're there My Hero Academia. All of them, they love it, and I'm there like, yes, I love My Hero Academia. Like this happened once actually. One of my students was wearing a t-shirt that was My Hero on it. It was really cool. Oh wait, okay, there. So it had Plus Ultra on it. It was really cool, and I noticed that I had the exact same shirt. Like I actually bought the kids' shirt. Like I bought it in the kids section because I loved it so much. So I was just like, I told him, I was just like, hey, I have that shirt. And then he was just like, really? And I was just like, yeah, let me show you. I'll wear it next week when I see you again. And then he's just like, okay. So he shows up to class wearing the same shirt, and then we were like,
you guys are matching.
That's so cute.
And
it was just like,
gang.
We love Deku, man. All night.
That's awesome, dude. And I'm pretty sure it's also like fulfilling also in different ways, like being able to teach like basic like art kid. And like they have an iPad too, or is it like any?
No. This is my classes are more like painting or doodling. Like basically, it's mostly doodle, because like that's one of the things that I really love teaching, is because that's how I got into art myself, which is from doodling. And I mean, Christina knows this. We doodle all the time as kids. It was our thing. And
like even in class, we're like passing notes. There's no words.
There's no words.
It's just drawings.
We used to play restaurant.
You kind of just like add on to it, right? Like somebody will make something, and then you'll put something like next to it.
Yeah, we used to play restaurant. We used to pass notes, and like we'd like draw each other pancakes and be like, "What's your order?"
French fries.
We got into trouble a lot.
the pad paper shoot tray, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We
That's
even
So-
got our seatmates to join us. Like they
Yeah.
started
Oh my
ordering
God.
food.
I know they were really like, we really had like restaurant, let's do this. Yeah.
Damn, that's fun. So like, your art like background goes way, way, way back. And
Oh yeah, and that's why I love teaching doodling, because like that's what they enjoy the most. They're just like, oh yeah, like I can draw a cute little dolphin. That's awesome. Like that's all I need to
So
know.
crazy.
go crazy on them. But yeah, like clearly like your art backgrounds have gone like ever since like you were a kid. Christina, like how did that impact you on changing career paths, because like you came from a different course, you were an athlete for most of your life, so creative work was not really your main forte. I mean, you do it on the
Yeah.
side, but then like it wasn't something that you were fully focusing on. You feel, and like I
Yeah.
guess how did that like make how did you make the switch from an athlete in like a different course into now industrial design with your own creative brand?
I think it's something that I've always wanted to do, and I
Yeah.
just like would push it down or like push it to the side, and I'm like, football! I love football! Football.
Football is life. It
But
literally
because
was your life, like no
yeah,
cap.
it literally was my life. You know, my family, like all of us went through the same shit. Went through the same journey. But yeah, football was like my life. But after I think 3 or 4 playing years in UAP, I realized like I'm in college, and if I remove football from like what I'm doing right now, like am I really taking a course that will help me, that I'm enjoying? And I even switched courses because I was taking communication arts at first in LaSalle, and then I shifted to, oh my gosh, wait, that's my bunny Bailey.
Hey,
She's
what's up,
being a
baby?
little she's being a little bitch right now. But yeah, I switched to European studies, and I'm like, what the heck am I gonna do with that, man? Like, what am I gonna do with that? And like CSB is literally right there across the street, and I'm like, that's where I wanted to go, like in the first place. Like I wanted to go to an art school.
Do you remember the
So
moment, like when you realized, wait, what am I doing here? Like this is not for me.
yeah, it was an
You,
emotional moment
mm-hmm. What was
because
that
I
like?
was like feeling so many things. Like first I was scared to like even mention it to my mom, like that I want to transfer after being in college for like 3 years already. And I was also like kind of mad at myself because I wish I realized that sooner. You know, I wish I could have started sooner. But what's done is done. I can't complain
Yeah,
anymore. Like
definitely.
I was able to get into CSB and to the course that I want. I got my units credited.
Hey, that's what matters. The floatings, as long as those are checks, let's
Of
go.
course.
I know.
Yes,
I went
girl.
straight into majors. But and I was so excited to go to CSB. I was so excited. I didn't really like make friends easily because I don't know. I was kind of shy because I felt older than
Yeah, older than
everybody.
everyone. I feel you. That's me. That's literally me right now. Like a lot of my classmates are 18 years old because with vet school, you could actually go straight out from high school and go straight
Oh,
into
I
vet
didn't know
school.
that.
Yeah, you don't have to do like an undergrad first. So like they keep calling me kuya and stuff like that. I'm like,
I
dude,
hate
don't
that, man.
don't
Like when
do
they
it,
call me
please.
Ate,
Like stop
and I'm
making.
just
I
like,
know I'm
don't
old.
say that
Yeah.
word.
I know I'm old, but don't make me feel it, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Oh
I
my
suppress
God.
it. Um, but like, dude, like, do you think that moving to CSB kind of gave you more confidence to start your Tinay Tings?
Yeah. I think moving to
Why?
CSB just made me, yeah, as you said, it made me feel more confident. Like I really felt like, ah, this is the place. Like this is the place where I'm gonna learn. Like this is the place where I'm gonna like develop like what I wanna learn. I don't have to go through anything else. Because well what's unfortunate is that when I moved to CSB, I moved there early last year, January, and I was only able to spend one like physical term in CSB, and then the pandemic hit, and now I'm
That's
just
that.
watching my professors do
Yeah.
what I want to do, you
Yes,
know?
it's so different, and I guess that's why, like, you wanted to create your brand, which is Tinay Tings, and
Yeah, like I
s-
was just itching to like
yeah,
make something, like build something
yeah, and
specifically.
basically, for those of you guys who don't know, Tinay Tings, you started off with like these wooden plates and tableware. Is that the right
Yeah,
word?
like
Yeah,
coasters
coasters,
and
stuff like
small
that. And
trays.
then you started moving on to, what do you call it? Like that, whatever this is. Like, is it acrylic or is it like
It's resin. I
resin?
use resin.
Resin. Okay,
Yeah.
how's that
It's like
process? I
a
actually don't understand. I saw like a video, but I don't understand shit. Like, I just like see some like colors. You're putting it
Didn't you guys go to
in.
the same workshop?
No, we did
no,
the
no.
wooden painting thing.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
workshop we went to, shout out to Bondi.
Shout out to Bondi for sparking this beautiful brand.
we they gave us like wooden bowls and dishes to choose from, and then we were taught how to paint it and coat it and all of that. And I used that workshop to make like a wedding gift for Manu Miguel
Yeah,
and
now I
Pam.
remember.
Like
Oh yeah.
I painted like a cartoon picture of them on this like round tray. And
So
so
sweet.
cute. Like they use it now for like their keys, and whenever they go out, it's like the dish right by the door. So yeah, that kind of sparked like something like, because when I got home, I wanted to buy wooden dishes. Like I wanted to buy like wooden coasters. I wanted to paint on
You
more
connected
of
with
those
it,
things.
yeah.
Yeah. And over the lockdown, when I was kind of getting bored, there was nothing to do except just stay home and like FaceTime your friends. And I wanted to create something. So I ordered some off Shopee, like super cheap, by the way, like less
Shout
than
out to
30
Shopee.
pesos, man.
Shout out to Shopee.
Pero Lazada
Shout
pa
out to
rin,
Shopee.
because
Oh, okay.
hashtag
Yeah,
nasa
yeah.
Lazada yan.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
so
not an
Lazada yan
influencer.
too.
I need to
searched
get
in
that Lazada money.
first.
Yeah, dude. I'm sure you can. But like, how did you transition from those the wooden plate, like furniture, into the resin? Like, did you have any previous experience working with resin, or did you just like search and then experiment?
Like absolutely not. When I was doing the wooden dishes, I would just paint on them, and like Alexi over here was actually the one who was like, why don't you try using resin? And
Yes,
like
I actually
in my head,
I
I'm
remember
like,
that.
what is that? Like, I don't know what that is. So
Yes, I remember
didn't,
you
like,
asked me what
open her
resin
message
was.
for a while. I just, like Googled it,
Yeah.
and then I replied.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, because you were trying, you posted like a question on your story, like, how do I get this water texture? Because you were like trying to do this water-based painting on this wooden plate, and I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, why don't you try resin, like coating it in resin? And you were just like, oh, maybe I'll do that. Like, thanks for the tip. And
Yeah, but really, I was like, what is that?
I'm like,
What's this girl
I
talking
did
about?
not think you like really like took resin and was just like, no, let's make it all resin.
I'm gonna smash this
Make
in
it
the face.
full on resin. Nah, yeah, and then
Like,
you like
scrap the wood.
started off like putting items inside, and then
Mm-hmm.
you kind of like shifted into like just pure like color blending, right? Like
Yeah.
what's the process of like that whole color blending thing?
Oh my gosh. Well, I started with resin, and I would just put like flowers, like fake flowers that I would again buy off Shopee and Lazada. Like, shout out. But yeah, I would buy these fake dried flowers, and then I wanted to buy colors for the resin, but when I would search for it on Shopee and Lazada, I don't think it was a very popular thing yet. I couldn't find much. And then my mom was like, I have all this expired food coloring here. I don't know what to do with it. And I was like, send it over. Like, let me try using it. And that's when I transitioned from like putting just like flowers and stuff and leaves in the resin. That's when the colors came in. I would mix expired food coloring, like just a small drop into the resin, and just try to achieve like different colors and shades and stuff. So
And then how do you
that's my
mold
like
it?
sustainable point
Oh,
for
nice.
Tinay.
Yeah, recycling food coloring. That's dope.
Yeah,
How do you
instead of like flushing it down.
that for sure, or throwing it away, like that's plastic, and the sayang naman, the expired food coloring. But I was wondering, like, how do you shape it into, like, so I got one here, just show real quick, just like like real
It's
quick.
kind of a touchy subject, that one.
It's an inside joke, guys. You guys will never understand. But yeah, like I was just wondering,
There's
like,
Yun na lang, yun na lang.
how do you
I'll
like
show
shape
what
it, like in like kind of like a I don't know, like a dish?
here.
Is
This
that
is
the...
one of my
Oh, there.
trinket trays. Check
Awesome.
it
Yes,
out.
trinket trays.
Beautiful.
All
Beautiful.
made out of expired food coloring and like white powder so that the colors like pop.
So,
Beautiful.
yeah. So how do you do that? How do you make it?
Its resin is actually it's a two-part thing. It's liquid. The resin that I use is a 3-to-1 ratio. So you pour in, like if you pour in 60 grams of part A, you gotta pour 20 grams of part B. Mix that shit up. Make sure there are no bubbles, and then I pour it into a silicone mold. So that's where it gets its shape, because resin is like water. It will take up whatever shape you
Mm,
put it in, like
okay.
the shape of the container or space. And then after 18 to 24 hours, it will cure and dry and harden. And then you just like demold it, sand that shit up so no one cuts their fingers. And then you have your functional art ting. You got
Damn.
your Tinay Ting.
That's so sick. And I love how it's sustainable. You're using like, old material to create new
Yeah.
pieces.
I
And
love it.
I'm all about that
Beautiful.
shit. I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
I know that's like
Beautiful.
my goal. Like that's something that I don't wanna like stray away from as much for as long as I can like create stuff. I want to try to remain like as conscious as possible with the materials that I use.
Right.
That's why, like I said before, I used to order fake flowers, and I'm like, why?
Yeah,
I
just
got
use
a
real
whole
ones.
garden out there. There's leaves everywhere. So
Yeah.
I actually like stopped buying all that stuff. I haven't really bought any new materials for my resin business except for the resin, because everything else is recycled, like the leaves, the flowers, the colors, the powder, as much as possible. Even the cups that I use, dude, thank you to Shakey's, and my super card with the free Coke and those
Yes.
Hey.
paper cups.
Oh,
Like
so you
that's what I'm
use that.
using.
Oh,
Like
that's
I use the
awesome.
paper cups and like
Yeah.
the utensils, like the plastic utensils. I use it for mixing, and I really use it until you can't use it anymore. Like
Yeah.
it's just
Like it looks
not
haggard now.
usable.
Yeah. But that's awesome. Everything in the process is sustainable, and even Lexi, like in a way, like since yours all digital art, you're not wasting
Yeah.
any paper,
That was a main selling point when I wanted to buy my iPad. I was just like, the reason why I wanted to do digital art is because I was like, okay, I love art and I want to be an artist, but practicing is so wasteful. Like
Yeah.
I have like so many canvases that like turned out to be total crap. I had no idea what to do with them because I was just like, okay, I need to learn how to do this stuff. So I was like, okay, if I buy myself an iPad, everything is just purely digital. I don't make any trash. And that is I mean, like, of course, like I'd love to have sustainable energy when it comes to like charging stuff, but then that's something that I will work towards.
Yeah.
But my number one goal in like career, this was before I started my art also, it's like I just want to make enough money to live sustainably and to live low waste, because us living here in the Philippines, like living low waste often comes with a big price tag, or it's just not as convenient most of the time. So I want to find a way to make it convenient for other people and to to make low waste something convenient for me. One of my biggest advocacy is like one day I'm gonna open a zero waste grocery or like a store
That's awesome.
or really do want to do that. I just want to make it convenient because like I don't think that I don't believe that the burden should fall on us as consumers. I think like the companies nowadays and the corporations should start picking up their weight and
Definitely.
making it easy for people and cheap and accessible for people to live low wage.
Exactly.
No, and
Accessible.
that's
like,
that's
make
like
it-
yeah, that's the whole
Yeah.
thing. Like because like especially like people like us, like we know that how much waste goes into our daily lives, but especially here in the Philippines, it's like being sustainable is not the easiest thing to do. Just like how being vegan is
Expensive.
also not the easiest thing to do. Like there aren't a lot of pure plant-based options out there for us. So, and I mean, you could, if you're like one of the lucky ones that can make that extra effort to go fully plant-based, if you have that extra budget, then you can. But like for the general public, it's not like a very easy and feasible thing to do.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
nice.
I
like,
just
how
want it to be easy for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's nice how like you guys are taking your own measures of being sustainable. And another nice thing about having the iPad is if you fuck up, you can always just like
I know, I was
double
Oh,
tap
yeah,
and then erase
undo.
that shit. Yeah.
Double tap. Tap with two fingers.
Tap
That's
two
how you
fingers.
undo.
Let's go.
Tap two
Little-
fingers.
3 fingers, like swipe it to the left. I know
Of
it's
course. Number one. That is one of my biggest. I love Procreate. Procreate. Yes.
yes.
No,
Plug.
like.
Not
yeah.
sponsored by Procreate, but if you want to sponsor
All the
Lexi,
time.
like I'm just saying.
Please
I'm just
sponsor
saying.
me.
But I want to learn also a little bit more about your creative process, because we talked about how Christina makes these resin I don't know, tableware.
Art things.
Yeah, art things. Yeah, the art things. Let's leave it at art things. But yeah, how like when you get like a commission based project, like kind of like what I did with my art, like how did you even like start? Because like when I look at it, there's just like so many elements, especially with your style where you're very like particular about the smallest details, the smallest shading. Like
Yeah.
how do you even start? I'm like, there's just like if I had a blank canvas, I'd
Same
just be
question though. Like even like the
Staring at it.
placement of
Yeah.
stuff. Like
Crazy.
it's always so interesting.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. No,
Really?
I like like I said before, like I really like I made it like I would practice all the time, and I never thought that I would that I had like an art style. Even at start of 2020, I didn't even think I had like an art style. But I was really into manga, like some traditional manga works, like especially those by Junjo. If you like horror mangas, I love horror stuff. And so I got a lot of inspiration from manga art. And what I do when I get a commission is that I scour the internet. Pinterest is my home. I love Pinterest, and I get all the ideas. Like I'm just really like there, just like manic, just like looking at all these different images, and I'm like trying to get inspiration. I usually like talk to the client, of course. Like I had a meeting with Roque, and I was just like, okay, let's talk about this. Like, what do you want? And like, not like hostile. Like, what do you want? No.
Yeah, what do you want? Where is she?
Do what you want.
No, just I ask people, like, it's learn from learning about their brand, learning about what they like personally. And Roque said that what he wanted to do is he wanted to include animals, his pet lizard. Wait,
Shout out
is
to
it a
Zuko.
lizard?
Yeah, he's a
It's a
lizard,
lizard,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's a lizard. Don't worry about it.
Yes,
You got
I
it.
mean,
You
like
got
he
it.
looks like, yeah, he might be a dinosaur.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah, so the lizard and Zuko, and some Filipino food elements as well. Halo halo is something you wanted, and quack
Some
quack.
quack, rock quack,
Yes.
represent.
And
For those of you guys who don't
some
know, my
other
old
elements
Twitter
like
name was quack,
baseball.
quack, quack.
Yes. Oh my god, I used to call you Keke a lot.
Yeah.
That was my name for you
Keke.
before. Keke.
Yeah, dude.
There's
Yeah.
a time we were calling you Roke, I remember.
Yeah, no, I think it was just you.
It was Liana and I were like, Roke.
Oh, yeah.
No, that was the
I was like, I don't know if anybody else called me Rogue, but I'll take it though. Like,
It's
I'll
not
take all the
working, it's
nicknames.
not working.
But yeah, like I used to go by the
Yeah,
alias
and
of
so when I
Kwek
get
Kwek. Sorry, Lexi, go ahead. You're a little bit choppy.
yeah,
Sorry about if there's a
exactly.
delay.
No, yeah. Oh, that's
There's
okay. Don't worry. Sorry. I'm trying to get my internet under control. Let me know
You're
if
good.
I'm still
you
lagging.
you're doing great. You're doing great. It's a
Okay.
little laggy, but
All
the floor
right.
is yours. Like let's hear your creative you know
Yeah.
flow.
Yeah.
Process.
So so when you gave me the elements that you wanted to include and you talked to me about what you wanted, I usually just like try and think of something creative to how to place those things together. I love doing portraits also. I love drawing people. So that's why I wanted to include Rocket center of the work. Of course, this is Rocket's Modern Life. And it's basically it's a trial and error thing. Like a lot of the time, like I have like 2 or 3 drafts before I come up with like the main thing. That it's a really manic process. Really, it's like I'm going crazy most of the time when I'm making these artworks. I'm just
Really.
like yeah. Like recently, I had a commission that was they said, oh, we want your artwork to be inspired by anxiety, and I was just like, okay, and I got too into it, man. I was anxious. I no,
That's
and I'm
fine.
it was the
Really
I had
embodied
an
the art.
anxiety attack and I had never had that before, and I was just like shaking. I was like, just like screaming in my room, just like what am I doing, what am I putting on to this, like this is awful. And I was just like, I got the work done on time.
Okay, that's what matters.
That's
You know, the due
good.
dates.
That's good.
So
At least there was personal touch.
Yeah, definitely. Like your
yeah,
own
Like
anxiety into the work.
you hit it spot on.
yeah, oh man, it is a process. And but I'm so happy that I get to do it, even though I just like you know go crazy every time I do it. It's still something that I love, and so that's basically my process. It's not a pretty one,
Yeah.
but it works well.
Yeah, it gets the job done. Honestly, that's what matters at the end of the day. Like, there's an
Yeah.
output, and I was just curious. Like, you guys both love music. I mean, who doesn't love music? But like, how important to your workflow is the music element? Just kind of getting into your own like zone and all of that. I saw Christina, like, you had a video of like you putting on the headset and
Oh
a
yeah,
couple of
do it
breath
every
works, and then it's just
time.
like, let's
Yeah.
go. Like, yeah, how important is it for
Just
you for
getting
your
into the
creative flow?
zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I work, like when I do resin, I do it downstairs in our dining room, like our other dining room table. And it's a big long one. And I like to set the mood before I start. I gotta put like my playlist. I have a specific playlist that I always use when like creating, and then I start off with the same song. I'm not gonna give so much details.
Why
That
not?
stuff is
It's
just for
personal. It's
me.
just for you.
That's like your personal routine, like you
Can you at least
work.
give us the artist or nah? Is it gonna be too obvious if you give away the artist?
Um, yeah, I think it's gonna be a little too long.
All right. No,
Alright,
All right, all
we'll
right.
respect that. We'll
But let
respect.
me just say, there's
We'll
a
respect
lot
that
of
it's
like
Justin
groovy
Bieber,
music in
baby.
there.
Yeah, I guess we've been talking about art for quite some time now, and it would be a shame if I don't show these viewers for the ones that are listening to this podcast. We made a lot of I guess like visual references, so I'm sorry if you are like a little confused right now, especially like when you were talking about Christina's art. But if you are listening to this podcast right now on Spotify and you got some free time, I suggest you head on over to YouTube right now, because we're going to be showing some of their art. So this next segment is called Explain That Gram, where I take a deep dive into our guest's Instagram and ask for a little bit more context on these. And yes, this is 100% rigged from Hot Ones, and I am not gonna deny that. But it's a good concept. We get to flex their art. It's a good time. And let's go. All right, so let's start with Lex na lang first, since it's the one here. And there we go. So this is one of your earlier posts. Can you see it now?
Oh my god, yes, I can see that
All
one.
right. So I just need straight up more context on this because there was no description for me to get any leads on it, and it's like for the ones that are still listening, like shame on you, but it's a face with like some sunglasses and some fire like going around and like hands coming out
Oh
of the
my
eyes. Like
God.
what is going on here, and like why did you illustrate this?
You know, the short answer is really I didn't know what I was doing when I was making this. I had this thing where I was trying to make an artwork every day. I had like a prompt and everything, and like really I put my pen to the digital canvas and I had no plan for this. This was completely out of nowhere. And this is the time that I first created this character that I do in all my drawings, most of them actually. And
Oh,
it
so it's
is
a
in
recurring
the
character.
it is a recurring character, and it's in the eyes. If we notice that the pupils are little monsters that
Oh
are
yeah.
coming out of are holding the eyes open. That was the main inspiration. I was really just like playing around with it, and I noticed that whenever I drew eyelashes, they look like monster hands. Like if you for those
Like
who are
hands,
watching,
like, yeah,
for
like
those
kind
who
of
are
creeping
watching
out
on
of the
YouTube,
eyelids.
this is kind of the
No, for the ones that are watching, they can see the art though. So
Yeah.
like, it's
Oh,
for the ones.
that's true. I just
For the
wanted
one-
like
yeah, you wanted to express it, like get the vibe out talaga. So for the ones that are
Yeah.
listening, it's kind of like in the eyes, the pupils are actually little people, like little round, like minion looking people almost.
yeah.
They're like kind of holding open the eyes with their hands, and the hands kind of look like eyelashes. So yeah, like so you had no idea where this is
Zoom
going, but
in, zoom in.
I did
what
not.
emotion was like, going
Uh,
on here?
I was
Hey.
angry
You
actually.
were angry at the time.
I was
Yeah.
angry when I was
Explains the
making this,
flames.
I remember. And yeah, this is when I created this character because like I'm a really big horror fan. I love horror, and anything that like makes me a little bit eerie and scared, like I think that's such beautiful creative a lot of
Juices, yeah.
creativity comes from fear, which I really love. And so when I thought of this character of like these pupil people holding open your eyes, it's like you had no escape but to like keep your eyes open that way. And I thought that was really interesting. And if you notice, for the rest of my artworks, you can probably find at least one eye that has those kind of that character. And I think this was the drawing that started all of that. I really didn't have any clue what I was doing, but I really had fun with it, and I'm glad that I was able to create that character. I actually asked my followers, and okay, the thing is I didn't even have followers back then, but I
Your
asked my
friends.
I was
followers
there.
I asked my followers to name this character, and my lovely sister, because she was the only fan.
Only fans? Only fans?
Oh.
Iba na yun.
You got to pay to check that out.
Whoa. Yo, Luigi, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, bro.
Wow.
I didn't mean
Yeah.
this conversation to get that way. But yeah, like your sister named this character.
She named it Muta, actually.
Muta.
Yeah,
That's a nice
Muta.
name. Yeah.
And I've incorporated that character in a lot of my work, which I am really proud of.
That's
It's
dope.
a
That's
scary little part that I like to add. Just adds a little bit of me into it. It's a little creepy.
Like a
I
little
love that.
evil munchkin from Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes, I love munchkins. Fun
Yeah.
fact, I once in one sitting finished 40 munchkins on my own.
Oh, damn.
All right.
Yo, I feel like
Well,
I
whatever
could
you
totally
got.
do the same. Depends though.
Pride.
What flavor? Or you
Yeah,
get the
what
variety?
flavor of munchkin?
Strawberry filled.
Ooh.
Yes, that's the best
That's
for
top
me.
tier. That's top tier.
Yeah,
that's
that's
top
the
tier.
best.
For me, it's strawberry filled and chocolate butternut. Like
Chocolate
those two.
butternut is too dry. I can't finish 40 in one sitting.
Okay,
Like,
that's fair.
you know.
That's actually very fair. Yeah,
You
like
gotta
40.
think about it. The moisture.
Unless
the
you got some coffee
jelly.
going on, then it's like,
Yeah,
Oh my
Exactly.
gosh, Dunkin' Donuts,
on
like
the
iced
money.
coffee.
Sponsor me, Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh my god.
I was there sitting in Henry in school in LaSalle. I'm sitting in I was alone when this happened. Also, I
Yeah.
had like this whole it was a bad day, but
Yeah.
that made it. That
made it. So shout out to Muta, inspired by strawberry filled donuts, and actually like the glasses, it kind of shows it too.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next photo. And here we have this one. So based on the description, which you guys cannot really see, it was like made for a playlist. So
Yeah.
why did you kind of illustrate this person, like, so for the ones that are listening only, again, shame on you, but it's kind of a girl like going through like this keyhole, and there's like a almost like a goldfish or beta fish coming out of it, and there's like some seaweed. Like, what is this? I don't really understand.
Yeah.
Help us understand.
Yeah, so I have a playlist I really love, and I really couldn't figure out what genre it was or like why I loved it so much. It's called I named the playlist Couldn't Think of a Name for This. So I really just like really couldn't think of a name for it. And as one day I thought of to give myself a prompt for what to draw that day. I was like, okay, I need something to visualize this playlist that I love so much. And the one of the songs that was in that playlist is Weird Fishes by oh my god, I'm blanking out, but I think it's Radiohead. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
probably Radiohead.
Radiohead.
Sounds like a
Fish-
Radiohead song.
Yeah, Weird Fishes, and it's one of my I mean, I'd love to say it was one of my favorite songs. I can't even remember it right now, but yeah, yeah. And so it's a song that I really like so much, and I just like it gave like this kind of like dark vibe that was very I can't really explain it very much in this drawing. Like, so please, those who are listening right now, just listening, please like head on to YouTube to try to figure out what I mean with this.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of hard with like, showing like visual art, try to put it into words, but
yeah, I just wanted something really trippy because it's really how I felt. I felt like if this is the character, if this character is me, like it doesn't really look anything like me, but then like,
right.
If this character is me, then it would be just like peeping into this like magical world full of weird fishes. And that's kind of how I felt when listening to this playlist. So I wanted to try and illustrate that, which I'm pretty happy with this. Like this, this, I think I did a pretty good job at explaining my playlist. Only I will understand that this is the visual that comes into my head.
Definitely. I mean, it's your interpretation of it, but I'm gonna check out the playlist after. Try to get a little bit more understanding of
it's a
why
weird
it's
one.
This.
It's a weird playlist,
Okay, I'm all down for weird.
Alexi has a wide variety of music.
I'm ready for it, All right. So this last picture naman is from your personal, and it's something that I also needed a little bit more context in because the caption did not suffice, and it's
scared.
This one.
Oh Lord.
So it's a picture of
Lord.
Lexi
Oh,
hugging a stuffed
my.
tiger, and the caption is, "I'll keep working on you, Pinocchio. Whispers, one day you'll be a real tiger." So why and how and what?
Okay, wow. Yes, we are bearing, we're making sure that everybody knows how weird I am here. Okay, so backstory, when I turned 15, this I was I think 16 when this photo was taken. And when I turned 15 for my birthday, the only thing I ever wanted was this life-size stuffed toy tiger that I saw in the window of like this I forgot what store it was, but there's that one store that sells like really weird stuffed toys, and I saw it and I was just like, I need a life-size tiger in my room. And that's really all I wanted. Like most kids, like most 15-year-olds were asking for like cell phones, but I was just like, I just need this life-size
I need
big tiger.
Mom, help me.
It was Wally and Tasha, actually, my siblings. They were the ones who were just like, okay, let's pitch in to buy her this tiger for her birthday. And so I loved it so much, and I would treat it like a real tiger. His name's Burrito.
You would treat it like a real tiger.
Yes, Christina knows
Did you
this.
get scared?
Did you feed it also every day? And then,
I loved it so much.
Yeah.
I would talk to it a lot, and so yeah, like this is kind of that's why the caption is what it is. I'll keep working on you, Pinocchio. I just imagine myself as Geppetto in the situation, just like
so the tiger's not named Pinocchio. You just
No.
named yourself as Giuseppe.
his name is Burrito.
Burrito. How come?
Yeah.
Wala lang. Because he looks like a burrito.
You knew me at 15, so you knew that like none of my decisions were ever logical.
Whatever floated your
That's
boat
what it
at the
is.
time. That's what it is.
Yeah. And yeah, so I really love that tiger. And I still had it up to last month. I finally found a new home for Burrito because I was just like, Burrito needs a new home. And he is
I
with
saw him.
Christina and my cousin. He is 9 years old. I gave Burrito to him
Oh,
because he's an
nice.
animal lover. So
Dope.
finally Burrito has a new owner, and it pained me a lot to say goodbye, but I knew
For
I
sure.
had to. Yeah.
Yeah, it was time to move on. And now Christina is housemates with Burrito. All right, so why
No,
don't we
it's with our cousin
Oh,
now.
with your
Yeah, yeah,
cousin.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I
I
totally
just
got it mixed
visited
up.
him, and he was showing me his bedroom, and I was like, "Where'd you get that tiger? That's not yours."
Probably
Yeah,
I've seen that tiger before.
everyone knows that tiger. I used to pretend like I was Jasmine, like Princess Jasmine. And it's really embarrassing because I was 15 when I got that tiger. But I used to pretend like I was Princess Jasmine and that was Raja.
Would you sing Arabian Nights to it also?
Yes, I mean, like you knew what my nickname was, which was kind of
Yeah.
racist. And high
Yeah,
school. Let's not talk about that.
totally not acceptable anymore.
Not acceptable
Not in
at all.
2020. But let's just skip
Let's
over to
not talk
that.
about it.
Yeah. So Christina, let's head on over to your Instagram. Here we have our first photo, and can you guys see it?
Beautiful.
And it was your first photo of Tinay Tings. So
Yeah.
why don't you put more context into what it was like creating your first commission-based artworks?
Okay, well, these pieces they weren't asked for. It was me who asked people if I could paint for them. So I just asked like a few of my close friends. These are actually like their pets. So the one on the left is Mikey's and her doggos.
Chichi and Panda, shout out.
Chichi. And then in the middle, that's Carmen. Hey Carms, and Peppa. She's so cute. Like it's a border collie. Like
Yes,
they're
cute.
so cute.
And they're so
They're
intelligent. For
Yeah,
those who
and
aren't looking,
they
black and
just
white
look
border
cute.
collie. So cute, so intelligent, very loyal dogs also.
Yeah, my dad wants one in the future.
I support. I support.
And then the one on the far right, that's for my friend Shan and Arthur. Those are her cats, Obi and Mila. Yeah, so this was, like you said, my first post on Tinay Tings, which at that time was called Tinay Tings.
Yes.
I changed the name earlier this year because Xtina was like a nickname that my teammates gave to me when I was in college. And when I like do my ting, like I
Yeah.
really feel like, that's my ting. Like it
Yeah.
has to be more me. And
Right.
that's why I changed it to Tinay, because that's like a childhood nickname that my parents gave me.
Yes.
And
family
it just
nickname.
feels like it's from the roots.
It's the real you, the real Kanye, the real Christina. But yeah, that's dope, and how you made it like more original in a way, and if that's like your your close family or immediate family's name, then obviously it resonates with you in a much deeper level, because like those who just met you in college wouldn't know what the hell that is. And I mean, if you're listening to this now you do. That's why it's Tinay Tings. All right, so for our
Tinay
next
Tings.
photo, this one, hey, there we go. Oops,
Edit.
I don't know what's happening. What is going on right now? Oh, there. Just exit this, and then there we go. This
You
one's
have
from
to
your
share
personal.
screen again.
Oops. All right.
Don't worry.
Damning
Okay.
technical difficulties. All right, there we go. Can y'all see it?
Ooh.
So this one's from your personal one, and it's
Yeah.
been a while. This was not from the Tinay Tings, but like
Yes.
I feel like I needed a little bit more context on this photo. So for the ones that are listening, it's like half of the photo is a sunset in the beach or sunrise in the beach, and there's like a wooden fencing on the sand, and then on the right there's the date, time, and a bunch of words that were crossed out. So I just want to know
Mystery.
why, and like what's the story behind
Mysterious.
this.
What is that? Nah, that's a painting that I made in one of my art books. Yeah, it's a picture that I took at that time, 6:18 p.m. on that day when I was with my friends. We were in Zambales. We went on a beach trip, and it was just like my close circle, my girls. And it was like just a really special trip for me because it was a while since we all hung out. Like we were all teammates, and throughout college, some graduated, some decided to work, some went on their own journeys and whatever. So we wouldn't see each other as much. And that beach trip was like a restart for us. Like we really caught up. We talked about deep shit. we just
Life talk.
had we just had a really
H to
good
H by the
time.
beach. Yeah.
Yeah, we like painted also.
So what
And
are these words then?
Oh, that's just a description of like what I was feeling like
Right.
at that like moment. Like I couldn't forget it, so I wanted to like paint it. And now that book is actually like something that I paint on or in rather when I go on trips or when something special happens and I'm able to like take a photo. Like I try to paint that photo into the book, so it's
That's
like
nice.
special memory.
beautiful.
And then I write little story, little write up. So
That's so
that's just
nice.
everything that I felt that day. I was like describing how looking at the color of the clouds in the sky made me feel because the sunset was crazy. Like
It was
Brilliant.
it was
From
lit.
the
It was
photo, it looks
crazy.
beautiful.
Yeah. And you use watercolor for this
Yeah,
painting, right?
watercolor and just a ball pen.
Damn.
Yeah,
It's really
It's
nice.
just like a feeling that I had to like express more of.
And it's something that kind of solidifies in your memory now, diba? Because like
Yeah,
you turned it into one of your own pieces, and by doing that, like it only makes the memory like last forever, I guess. Like you
yeah,
get to feel
like a
those same
team
emotions.
memory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. All right, so for my last one, it's also from your personal account, but not
Oh,
a picture, a video rather.
oh my.
So, what's the
Oh
context behind
shit.
this?
Oh yeah.
Very old one. This is like the most dirt I
Dude.
could find on your IG because you deleted a lot of your Nana stuff, unfortunately. But yeah, for the ones that are like listening, it's just Christina sliding through in a bathrobe. So, what's going on here? And
I just got
why?
so excited that there were free bathrobes provided by the hotel we were staying in. Like this was for a wedding of
Mhm.
a tito of mine that he had in Tagaytay. And dude, the rooms were huge and like everyone, there was enough robes for everyone. And I just got so excited.
You're just vibing in
And
the robes.
yeah,
And that
yeah.
I have to say that's a pretty impressive slide. That's some good balance.
Dude,
And
that was my third
like some.
try. That
Oh,
was
that was
my
your
third
third try.
Yeah, I had to change photographer because like they just weren't getting the timing right.
Yeah.
Like,
They
it
weren't
wasn't
getting the
my fault that
vision.
doesn't it,
The
I was
vision.
doing it right.
You weren't seeing what you were seeing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like that must have been a fun time. And like just when you have that bathrobe on and you're feeling the full on hotel vibes, it's good times, especially with your like cousins and stuff. Like must have been fun. For my last photo, this one I guess should go for the both of y'all, and it's some dirt. Not gonna lie, but that's Lexi. That's your fault for leaving it on. So
Oh my god. Oh.
so we got the braids out here. We got Kawhi Leonard.
That's not dirt, dude. Those
That's
are
swag.
gems.
So, how old are you guys here, and why did you guys get your braids? Were you guys at the beach? I hope so. Like, if you guys were just in Makati, that's like why?
Like, are we gonna get canceled for this or
Wait.
something?
What? Roger, we took that from the beach. We brought it to Makati.
Oh,
What
you brought the
heck?
party
I brought
here.
it
Yeah.
to school, I think.
Oh,
For like
wow.
the first week of
Your batchmates should be
school.
grateful.
I
For
mean,
that
it was the coolest thing.
Yeah, no.
It was. I'm not gonna lie.
Did they allow that
Honestly,
in AC though?
We
Like,
would go to Boracay. That was actually taken in Boracay. We
Right.
would go to
Crystal
Boracay, like,
Sands. Crystal
all-
Sands.
almost
Crystal Sands.
every year. Yeah. Wait, BRB, Bailey's eating some trash.
Bailey is Christina's bunny wabbit
Glad you
and has
wanna
been
eat
eating
it, Bailey.
some trash. But yeah, this is a
Alex,
funny memory that I just had to like touch upon because
oh my god.
it was just
Like
too
I
good of a
remember
picture to
that
pass on.
so well.
Honestly, whenever I got the braids done, I would think of this one specific basketball player. I'm not into basketball, okay? But I know this guy named Carmelo Anthony. He
Oh,
got that whole
yeah,
like
yeah.
hairdo done. And I
Yeah.
would always think like, oh, he looks cool. So I must look cool too.
That was a yearly Boracay trip that our family would go on.
Every year.
Was that
Every
the
year.
Sometimes
was that the
we'd,
type
like,
of thing?
amp it up with some beads or colored threads.
Oh yeah, there
But
was some beads in there a while ago. You know, a little sauce on that sick dew. Was that the
little
type of
ice.
thing that Christina kind of just dragged you into, Lex, or was it a
No.
mutual
I
thing?
fully wanted it.
All right.
I really did. I remember being like, it's henna tattoos and braids. That's what you do and they were right beside Crystal Sands as well. And sometimes our parents would be like kind of hesitant to make us get the henna tattoos. They'd be like, do you really want the henna tattoo? And funny because we'd always get henna tattoos, and that really showed that we are not very, but we have a few.
Oh, you guys have a few now. So like,
Yeah.
you know, there was some early signs that you guys were about to get tattoos.
But the
and-
braids were something we'd always get, and we'd really look forward to doing it, which is like kind of embarrassing, but
I mean, you know, it just reflects your creative
It's just a
personality,
different kind
you know?
of drip.
Yeah, it was like, you know,
100.
even as kids, and even though you weren't like necessarily creating art, like you were kind of expressing your, you know, creativity already at such a young age. And I guess for my last question of the pod, I just wanted to ask you guys, like, you know, how does your work reflect your personality? Because I heard, like, you know, a lot of emotions go into it as well, because that's where the creativity stems from. And you know, like from the basic emotions, not basic emotions, but like from the emotions that you feel every day, like that's kind of how your art ends up looking. And you know, whether you're anxious a lot of the times, or you're jolly a lot of the times, and it reflects in your art. So like for my last question, yeah, like I want to know how much you is there in your art. Kind of complex, I know. I'm sorry. It's kind of complex, but like, you know, like I just want to know, like, when you're creating these artworks and you're feeling these things, how do you translate it into the things that you're creating?
All right. So I think everything I make is me, more or less. Everything I make, it's like I don't know how it happens. A lot of the time, like it just happens out of nowhere. But then when I create something, I really put everything that I am. I mean, it sounds cheesy, but I really put everything I am into it, and that's one thing that I really love about what I do. Whether it be a commission or a personal artwork, it just comes out naturally. I don't plan it to happen that way. Like most of the time I usually show my family like my work after like I create something. I'm just like, hey, what do you think about this? And they're just like, is that you? Like whatever, there's like a person there and they're like, is that you? And I'm just like, oh well, I didn't intend for it to be. And they're just like, no, but it looks like you. Like sometimes it looks like me, sometimes like it feels like me. Like I don't know how it happens, but it
Right.
really does. Like a lot of my personality really does go into it, whether it be a little creepy and scary, or a little more hippy dippy, or just like really weird and kind of what I find funny, but it's not really what everybody else finds funny.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, so I really do think that everything I create is me, as part of me. Even for the pod art, I put a lot of myself into everything I do. Even the Raucous Modern Life podcast, like the stuff that I drew were things that I really love as well. Like Kwek Kwek, I am a big fan of Kwek Kwek. Just other things, like whether it be the colors or the way that the portraits are drawn, everything is a part of me, and I put a little of myself into everything I do, which is how I show my personality.
Well said, and much needed. There we go. Christina, let's hear it from you. Like how do you pour your emotions or your personality into the work that you do? Like whether it's selecting the objects to put inside the resin or the colors of the resin in general.
Oh yeah. Well, I think there's a lot. I think in everything that I make, that's like all me. Because when I like my process when I start, I really like get into the zone. Like I prepare like all my materials, and then after I prepare my materials, like I prepare myself because I just wanna like make this the best piece for whoever's gonna get it or for whoever I'm making it for, you know. And with the colors, like with the trays that I make, there's really like no plan in that. It's just I feel like this color, this color, this color. It's literally like the colors are based on like what I feel for today.
Yeah.
Like,
What's
and
grabbing
a
your
lot of it
attention?
I noticed is very like um groovy. Like the color combos I think are very groovy, very like quirky. And I think that kind of describes like my
Yes.
personality. And yeah, even with like the my recent release with the tray tables with like the pieces of leaves and flowers and petals and all of that, like none of that was like planned. Everything like the arrangement is just like how I feel. And the tray tables that I released actually were based on people and like how they make me feel. So everything is just like translated with like through the layout, the colors. Oh, it's just it makes it more special, you know. It's very personal. Like everything, every piece that I make, even if it may look generic, like there's a story behind it, you know. Like I know what happened that day, like how I felt. I can remember it. And I think that's it's pretty powerful.
It it is no like
It
I mean
is.
it's funny but it really is, and that's what I like about both of your arts, that you put so much of yourself into it, and it really start it's a great like conversation to talk about, because like how you might have been feeling in that day, how that particular item resonates with you, like the quack quack, and what colors you like. I mean, I'm pretty sure like it's been raining in Manila as of late, so like if you were to create an art today, it would probably be like cooler colors, or like a little bit more mellow, softer colors versus like the very punch you in your face like vibrance. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, and I'm so glad that I got to talk to you guys about this, because it's one of your passions, and I got to learn more about how much work that you guys put into this craft of yours, because you should never nobody should ever view this lightly, because it's like you said, it's an emotional journey also. There's so much work that goes into it, and if you ever need any art commissions, like, or menus even, or things around your house that you might need, these girls are the ones for you. So I just want to wrap up the pod by saying thank you guys so much for joining me in today's homie hump day. I honestly had so much catching up with you guys. It's been a while, quarantine times.
Yes.
It's like time is
Yep.
just a concept nowadays. It's like it's been so
Whoa.
long, but
We're
it
getting deep
feels like it
again.
was just getting deep. But what I love about talking with you guys is it feels like it was just yesterday when we were all still hanging out on the Huge. So thank you
Yep.
guys so much for joining this pod. But
Aw, thanks for
before,
having us.
Yes,
of
thank
course.
you.
Thank you,
It's my
Rocket.
honor. You guys are the celebrities. You guys are invited to my dinner party with the truffle mashed potatoes.
Hell yeah,
Yes.
But
gotta have
before we
it.
go, I think now would be a perfect time for you guys to plug in where people can find you or the work that you do.
Ooh, at Tinay Tings on Instagram. Tinay Tings. Things without an H.
Without an H. Are you just on Instagram or?
Oh yeah, I have a website if you wanna go there, www.tinaytings.com. You can
Shit.
order some of the made stuff I made already.
Nice.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
that's
dope.
it.
Yeah, and your personal, maybe they want to check it out
Oh
too. Like,
yeah.
because I mean, some of the art that I showed was like on your personals too, so might as well plug it. And at this point, if you listeners reached all the way to this 1 hour and like over 30-minute mark, then this is actually like a record for the
Damn.
longest RML podcast. So
Oh
congrats to you guys on the
no.
reigning title. No, it's fine. It is a homie hump day. That's why I made the homie hump day, so that there's no restrictions. We can talk about whatever we want, and good vibes lang. But
Ketchup was real.
yeah, that shows. Yeah. But yeah, like, why don't you plug in your personal too if you want? If not, then it's chill too.
Christina, LeBron, Monte. But you know,
Hey.
it's chill. It's chill.
It's chill. Tinay Tings na lang, guys. Tinay Tings. Like,
Tinay Tings.
that's what we're pushing out here. Lex, what about you?
Well, for me, my art is on Instagram. So it's at AW.Dsgn. So AW Design. And yeah, you can check out all my art there. If you have a kid, or if you are a kid, hopefully not, because we curse a lot in this podcast. But
And props to your attention span, dude. Like,
yes, if you have a kid, or if you are a kid and you want to take some art classes from me, I think I'm a pretty cool art teacher, and you can check that out on artbuds.ph on Instagram, and also you can check that out on Facebook as well. Same username. And I guess for my personal one, you can go to Lexwass. So that's LEXWASS on Instagram. I post a lot of weird things. Don't go down. Don't go down there.
The hottest art teacher out there.
Yeah, represent. Definitely. So you guys know where to find them, and I think that about does it. So I want to thank you all listeners for tuning in to another episode of the Raucous Modern Life podcast. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to share with #RML Podcast and hit that follow on Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram so that you never miss an episode. And as always, I'll see you all in the next one. Deuces.
Deuces.